Hi. Your capacity to receive abundance is shifting, it's changing. You could have been feeling like a shock to the system because of the amount of change that's happening in your life right now. I feel like what's happening is it's around your receptivity to abundance. It's it's surrounding your ability to receive higher levels of abundance is what I'm getting. And what I mean by that is money. And I don't just mean money though. I mean your entire baseline is shifting. So I feel like you could be experiencing new levels of income. But what I'm also experiencing right now is there's like a lot of discomfort leaving the body. And it's almost like you're letting go of an old way of doing things. Like you're letting go of feeding a specific cycle when it comes to your abundance because it's just not serving you anymore. 111 as I'm saying that. There's something about the way that you receive is completely shifting. I'm getting the energy of like, let's use this as an example. But say if you set a rate for something and then people try to lowball you basically. You can either lower yourself, lower down to that rate, or you hold your ground. It's all in the solar plexus. What's happening is like there's a clearing out of an old identity, an old way of earning money and your career. And this feels incredibly uncomfortable for me personally to deliver because my personal story with finances, generationally, it's been the biggest lesson for me to learn. And I just also want to give you a bit of like context, because when I'm talking about you like shifting your rates and like, you know, going after the thing that you really want to do, but then feeling like you're tied to this old thing. Say for example, like you feel like you're tied to like a 9 to 5 and you don't know how that's ever going to change. I feel like the universe is giving you an opportunity right now to identify what's not working for you in your career, what's not working for you financially anymore. And it's giving you an opportunity to meet the universe, meet God, meet source, meet the angels where they're asking you to meet them. I'm going to share a bit about my personal story in a second, but I'm being drawn to like a practice where it's like you get seriously silent. Like you could have literally have just done this, or you're about to do this, where it's like you get so silent and you ask the universe, what am I supposed to do? What do I do from here? I need your help. Because sometimes like you have to meet the universe in that depth of despair, or you don't know what to do. You have to ask the universe for help and you will receive the answer. Like there is an answer that has just been given to you or is about to be given to you that is going to shift your perspective and is going to shift the trajectory that you're on. I'm getting like two things here. It's like, you know, the energy of hustle. I'm getting like hustle, pushing harder, working harder. The belief that working harder pays you more money, right? There's like that belief could be leaving you right now. And also there's this, it's like, how do I explain it? You're just no longer wanting to feed into those beliefs. And that doesn't mean that you don't take any action at all. That's like not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like, you are willing to take the action needed now. I feel like this point in your journey is a point where you're ready to own your truth. You're ready to share your story in the way that you feel called to share it. And that's the reason why I'm going to start by sharing some of mine, because I feel like I can't sit here and give you a message and be like, you are ready to share your story on all of this stuff, knowing that I have something to share that might be helpful. Like I can't gatekeep some things when they come out in messages. Do you know what I mean? So let me just breathe for a minute. Hold on. What's releasing from you right now is, it's to do with the center, it's to do with the solar plexus, and it's to do with your self-worth when it comes to your career and your finances. You could have a history of like placing your self-worth into productivity, how much money you earn, what you do, like status, like those types of things. And this is something that you are leaving behind now. I feel like, you're also leaving behind the belief that you can't make money, or you can't make money from your calling or your purpose or your business. You can, and that shift is happening for you right now. I feel like you're realizing, maybe I could make money this way, or maybe I could do this and that could bring me abundance. Do you know what this is? How can I give of my heart? How can I give fully of who I am in order to help other people, but to receive equally too? This is an equal give and take. This is 6 of Pentacles. This is an equal receptivity, give and take. Does that make sense? How can I exchange my knowledge, my skills, my purpose, what source sent me here for, in order to provide that uplifting in the frequency of the earth? Okay, this is like overarching a big thing that's happening for you right now, because your individual contribution to sharing your unique gifts, and we all have them, it uplifts the frequency of the earth, because what you share, in the way that you share it, in the way that you say it, no one else can do it like you can. Okay, we all hit different points at different moments. Do you know what I mean? It's like there could be plenty of people in your industry, but the way that you say something for somebody at a particular time, or the way that you say something for a group of people at that specific time that you say it, will hit differently. It hits people differently, and there's a collective rewiring that happens. So when there's an industry where there are lots of people doing the same thing, or they're sharing similar aspects, or they're sharing, let's use mine for example, tarot, or messages, or channeling, we're all helping to rewire the collective at the same time. That's why you'll see one channel and their message will be about audacity, or they'll be about the rooms that you're meant to walk into. You'll see that message multiple times because we're all tapped into the same source, and those messages want to flow through us all to deliver. Do you know what I mean? And that as a whole lifts the whole frequency of the earth. It lifts us out of a frequency of fear and low vibration into a frequency of love. So when you feel like you're called, you're drawn into a reading, and maybe you're like, I've heard this before. All these people say the same thing. That's the reason why. It's because we are all working together, separately but collectively, to rewire the subconscious mind of the collective. And so this is why your unique experience, your unique gifts, your calling, what does your soul feel called to do? What do you feel called to share? It will be the thing that your inner child feels the most happiest to. This is how you always know, okay? This is how you always know. Your inner child will feel so happy when you ask it, do you want to leave this job? Do you want to do this project? Is this project paying me fairly? Is it an equal exchange? You're removing the belief that your gifts are almost like not worthy of, and I'm not saying like go and make your rates like completely unachievable, or like, I don't know, because that, I guess it's so difficult to speak on because we all have different beliefs about, especially when it comes to money, because what might be expensive for one person won't be expensive for another person. And that's how you yeah, it's about setting the rates that you feel comfortable with, that you feel like this is a fair exchange for my time, my energy, my resources, my gifts, my knowledge. And then if somebody else can't afford you, it's their opportunity to go and find somebody else that feels that certain way, that feels that way, and that's in alignment. Does that make sense? When you move from alignment, you draw in more alignment, and it helps the whole earth. It's a win-win on both parties, because you're not doing a job or a project with any kind of resentment because it's lower than your rate. Do you know what I mean? Yes. And that resentment, it builds and 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 it builds. And then you end up carrying that resentment. Do you know what I'm saying here? So like, it's important for you to go into something with your expectations being like this. I feel in my heart that this is the correct rate for me at this time. This is what I'm happy to share. This is what I'm happy to give. This is what I feel comfortable with. And that's that. Do you know what I mean? Let's just breathe. Like, let's let that land. I feel like right now you're being drawn to something. You're being called to do something with your unique gifts. And this is kind of like a message to be like, those beliefs that you have, they're shattering away. You deserve to be well compensated. You deserve to share your gifts. You deserve to live in light energy. It doesn't mean that things are never going to be challenging. These things are going to push you so far outside of your comfort zone. But that's how you know you're onto a winner, because they're going to force you to grow, to become the person that you are always meant to become. And that's exactly what's happening for you right now. You're going through this shift where the universe is saying, you can become this person. You deserve to be this person. You deserve to receive abundance. Yes. They're letting me speak. The universe is like, the angels are like, continue, continue. So for me, like, my personal journey and story is like, I didn't grow up with a lot of money, and it's like that situation. I'm not saying that like I didn't have a lot of money when really we did. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? We didn't have a lot of money. I felt embarrassed going to school, taking the food I had to school. It was like, don't answer the door because the bailiffs might be at the door, okay? It's not safe to answer the door, yeah? Stop going on holidays, eating microwave meals. I'm just giving you a bit of context so that you can understand like the transitions that have taken place for me. And then I started my first business when I was like 20, when I was 20, and I made a lot of money. And it was wild. It was a lot of money to me at that time from where I'd came from. Does that make sense? And that's like a whole story, and I intend on sharing it. And what happened from there was, it was like, I've been like this, low, high, low, high, low. Do you know what I mean? So what happened was, I made a lot of money from my first business, had a lot of people around me. There was a lot going on in that period. I walked red carpets, I did a lot of things. And then I went into recovery. And then my business started to fail. And then I ended up getting evicted because I was broke. And I lived in a moldy caravan. And it was extremely uncomfortable. Whew. This is hard for me to talk about. Ooh. And I had to rebuild myself back from there. And And so things shift and change and evolve all the time. And in that period of time, I also launched 3 different businesses that didn't work out 15-15. They didn't work. And I constantly was connected to my intuition the whole time, and I was like, what is happening? Like, okay, I'll try this. I know this is gonna work. That didn't work. I tried another thing. I knew it was gonna work. That didn't work either. Another thing that didn't work. And I was like, obviously going through my whole recovery process as well. And it was an incredibly stressful time for me. And I feel like everything that I have done, I'm sitting in a position where I understand why I had to go through everything that I have been through, because it led me to, I'm gonna cry. It led me to the version of myself that I now am and what I'm doing now, which is channeling. And there's a transition period going on for me too right now. But I went through the period of accepting less and accepting less and accepting less and accepting less, and I had to rebuild myself up from there. And this is why I feel very passionate in this message, because I don't want anyone else to experience that same level of I don't know, I'm hearing loathing, but it's like self-loathing, but also, I'm hearing self-deceit. Yeah, because in those periods, I was connected to my intuition, but I was still lying to myself. I was lying to myself about this was working, they weren't working for me. And I was so heartbroken that it's taken me up until now to even be able to talk about it like publicly, you know? And so what the beautiful message is in this, because I know I'm just talking about myself. The beautiful message in this is that we never ever know. We never really know. And that's why the attachment is leaving. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, as you go along on your journey, these beliefs and these attachments, they leave you. Because when you move through life with a certain level of attachment, where you're just forcing and pushing because you're attached to a specific outcome, the universe will teach you how to not be attached 1818, so that you can accept the true abundance that you are worthy of and that you are here for. Do you know what I mean? I'm hearing it's your tenacity. Your tenacity. I don't actually know what that means. Alexa, what does tenacity mean?
Tenacity is usually defined as the quality of being tenacious or of holding fast, persistence. For
Persistence.
more, ask me to give you more definitions for tenacity.
It's
By the way, you have a new notification.
Alexa, stop, please. Thanks. It's your tenacity, your ability to move through these difficult periods, your ability to continuously raise your standards and to continuously show up as who you really are and move from a place of your heart that will inevitably put you in a position where you receive the abundance that your soul physically came here to experience. Do you know what I mean? So if you are thinking about doing something right now, or those income streams have already presented themselves to you, this is your sign. This message has found you for a reason to move on those things. Move on the things that your heart is connected to. Because I could have easily, or that whole process have been like, I'm gonna go and work in a call center again. Because that's what I did when I was a teenager. Do you know what I mean? Like, I worked in hospitality, I worked in a call center, I worked all those 9 to 5 jobs as well as having my own business. Do you know what I mean? I could have easily have been like, I'm just gonna go back to what I know. I'm going to accept minimum wage. I'm gonna give all of my time and all of my effort to something that drains me. And I'm not saying a 9 to 5 can't be something that is serving, because it can. You could work a 9 to 5 job that is so in alignment with you, with a company that is so in alignment with you. Do you know what I mean? So this is not slating 9 to 5 jobs. Like, if you feel like something is seriously in alignment with you, it's a company you believe in, you love them, they pay you like what you're worth, you're able to have space to take days off, to take holidays, and it works for you, that's great for you. Do you know what I mean? It's about tuning in and being like, what works for me? And I was like, there's no way after all of this period of everything that I've experienced so far that I'm gonna go back to where my teenage self thought she was gonna end up in the first place. Hell no. I was like, my teenage self lives within me. And she has this fire that will continue and continue and continue and continue and continue. I will get up and get up and get up and I get up. And there is nothing that will stop me. And I feel like there's some of you sitting there that have the exact same tenacity. You have the exact same strength, the exact same willpower. And yes, it might make you feel uncomfortable. Accepting new amounts of abundance when your body has been in survival mode is incredibly uncomfortable, because you're expanding, you're stretching, you're essentially getting used to a whole new body. That was in a message I channeled the other day, about getting used to flapping your own wings, getting used to sharing your unique gifts in a way that you feel called to share them. Going for that job that you know is going to change your life, is going to change your lifestyle, it's going to change the way that you experience your day-to-day scenario and situation, that's going to be able to raise your frequency, you know? Because when you raise your frequency, you're not just raising your own frequency, you raise the frequency of the earth too. And the earth is on fire right now. And I feel like she needs us to like step into our passion, to step into our power, to own our truth, to speak our truth, to share our stories, to share our gifts. This is coming through me like in a very passionate way. Is there any last message, angels? I'm hearing that some of you are tired of hiding who you really are. Come out of hiding. You don't need to hide. We want to hear from you. There are people who want what you have to offer. There are people who would love to hear your story, who would love to buy your product, who would love to receive healing from you. Whatever this is for you, 2323, as I'm saying that, there are people, there are a collective, there are a group of people who want what you have to offer, and they care about what you have to say. I feel like your inner child needs this right now. There are people in this world who care about what you have to say. Okay? Yes. Okay. Is there any last messages, angels? Ooh, I'm hearing move your body. Move this energy out of your body. I'm shaking, so I'm getting shaking. Shaking this body out. Shaking this body out. I'm hearing don't be afraid to feel silly. If you're doing something new, it's okay. Like, it's okay to be a beginner at something. It's okay to tell your ego to shut the frick up and just say, like, you know, it's okay to be a beginner. Or tell that version of you, tell that version of you inside of you that might be embarrassed to step out and do a certain thing. It's okay. 444, as I'm saying, that's okay for you to be seen in this way. It's okay for you to feel like, Embarrassed. I'm hearing unsure. It's okay for you to feel unsure. It's okay for you to start doing something, and you can change your mind at any point. Okay? You can change your mind about anything at any point. This is a reminder. If you don't feel happy in your life, in your job, in your career, in your relationships, you can change your mind at any point. You can have difficult conversations, hard conversations with people. You can allow people to be removed, because they will. If you ask the universe for the highest good of all beings involved, can every single thing in my life be removed? Whew, the universe will work up a tower moment for sure. Anything that is in your life will leave. Oh, I'm hearing right now to get really quiet. So what I'm being called to share, like when you get really quiet, you can script. So you can script talk to your angels. So you can call in your guardian angel or God or source or the highest guide, the highest love and light, and make it really clear, only love and divine light are allowed to enter this space with me, period. Like those boundaries have got to be super strong. It's the same with relationships. And then like write down, like, universe, angels, what am I supposed to do right now? And then write down, you can like free write, like write down your thoughts and then see and listen and see what comes up, or see what's presented to you afterwards, like a video or a sign, a synchronicity. The answer will come in the way that, I feel like the answer will come in a way that your body will be able to receive at that specific time. Does that make sense? My battery is gonna die, so I'm gonna go. But let me know if this message resonated. And yes, okay, I love you. Bye.